no. What?
Yep.
Jeff? How long has everybody known? I'm the last. Oh, really? I'm happy for you, but I'm sad. You did not tell me.
Oh, yes.
But not here in Pasco. Right, but then you get here in Pasco and then you don't work. Yeah, but it's like many years.
Who's getting benefit parts?
Right. Yes. So you got Medicare. That's what I thought you meant. It's like 3 years here. I got it. You're so far away. Oh my God. Hi. Who are you? I exist.
So you good?
So
You good with that?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So you don't have an update for us, huh? You're like, no update.
Hey, David.
We don't have C9 or 31 yet. Tony is going to so I don't know. Well, R31 is a regular item, but I don't know if you want to pull C9 just one of the counter admin items. They're running it down to us now. It's for printing, yeah. Yes.
Hi. Good. How are you?
Oh yeah, at least we're pumped up about it. I think it's great. We're in.
So I have an item to pull unless something happens right. But we don't have design and I'm finally moving into something C9. And it's yeah. Hoping that we get stuff, but we don't have them yet. Is Harold encroaching on your place?
We should.
So,
Sometimes. No. Catherine said I should have that guy, Martin Blanco, who's a muscular guy. He also has a physical. Yeah, I'm going to talk to him. Spreading?
I do. I go for boundaries.
Hey, I probably do. I used to have a drawer in my house.
Yeah.
I told the drawer, if you give me a basket, I'll get the basket. I'll pay for the whole thing.
Yeah. It just keeps scope free.
We're late. Everybody's all out of it. I didn't sign it.
Hold on. These? Yeah. We'll get you. This is
Hold on.
we'll get you.
We're good to go.
Is this staff predominantly?
Good morning. I'd like to call to order the Pasco County Board of County Commission 10 o'clock meeting on April 21st, 2026. At this time, please silence all electronic devices and mute your phones. Please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Good morning. Let's pray. So, Father, we've come together again today for another important meeting, and as I looked at the agenda, I see that a number of groups are going to be recognized today, and I just thank you for those groups, all of the people that are represented, and all the service that they do for our county. And I see that there's a number of people from the extension and garden people here, Lord, and I just thank you so much for them. It's nice to know there's so many green thumbs when people like me have black thumbs, Lord, so I just thank you so much for them and their attempt at keeping our county beautiful in the midst of the tremendous growth that's going on. And there are many other things on the agenda as always, Lord, so I just lift up this day and ask that you give us open hearts to hear concerns, that you give us wisdom to make decisions, and that when all is said and done, we'll all be able to look back on this day and say that we did the best that we could. And I lift this up in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
District 1, Commissioner Oakley.
Here.
District 2, Commissioner Waitman.
Present.
District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
Here.
District 4, Commissioner Yeager.
Here.
District 5, Chairman Mariano.
Here. Now is the time for public comment. Citizens are given an opportunity to comment on any current or future agenda item coming before the board and on other business under the board's purview. Today's public comment will be handled as follows. First, we'll take public comment for those who are here in person. Then we'll take public comment for those who are pre-registered for an online link and currently on queue. We request that when you address the board, comments are not directed personally at a commissioner or team member, but rather directed at the issues. This provides mutual respect between the board members and the public. After stating your name and address for the clerk, a 3-minute timer will be activated and a green light will be shown on the podium. After 2 minutes is up, a yellow light will indicate that you have 1 minute left. When your time is up, a red light will be displayed. 3 beeps will sound and you should close your comments. Online participants will be disconnected automatically when their time is up. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
Mr. Chair, we have 4 people who have signed up. We have Alan Rose, if you'd please step up to the podium, followed by Marcy Esper, followed by William Sopp, followed by Logan O'Leary. Thank you.
Good morning, Alan Rose, 10221 Hilltop Drive, Port Richey, Florida. For the board, I have some papers.
Move to receive and file. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Councilman Clerk.
Well, good morning. Today is a little something we brought before you before, zoning. Zoning regarding Golden Acres. Golden Acres is a community stretches from Moon Lake all the way across the Little Road. All the homesteads in Golden Acres are 1 acre to 20 acres in size. And we're always under pressure for rezoning because developers want what we have, land. And we are zoned ER, yet that constant pressure is there. And the past 2 years, because we saw what happened with Tanglewood, we have been watching carefully, and you see us whenever there is something coming up to rezone. Then there are others that figure a way around the zoning, and they call themselves hobbyists. They build over 3,000 square foot commercial diesel shop within our community, within 40 feet of a neighbor's back door, so they're getting diesel smells, diesel fumes right into their home. Yet this was permitted because it was a hobby. And because it got past that part, they didn't realize that we had our land covenants in place. They built within the county in accordance with 5 feet of the fence line. If you're within Golden Acres, our covenants, our land rights say you can do 25 feet to the sideline because we all have larger properties. You don't go 5 feet, 25 feet to your fence line. From your front, it's 50 feet. From your back, it's 50 feet. But because they got skipped, these are old, so people don't always catch them. So this hobbyist saw another hobbyist get away with this over in Osceola, and that place looks like a disaster. But he was done before all of this. And we just want to preserve what we have. So we're just asking that when you see these different things, people should pay attention and understand. He may be a hobbyist, but what's this hobbyist going to do? He's going to put a 3,000 square foot shop in his backyard. It's tough. It also is supporting his commercial fleet of owner-operated trucks that aren't registered under him. He's got them leased out. They're all showing other places. So now you have a hobby supporting a commercial fleet, diesel trucks. All right, and so what I close with today's package, just to show you a copy of where he's located, a copy of our land covenants from way back when. And I believe the next time they go for renewal will be in 28. Then we have the building permit for this particular building site. And it just goes on. And then I even included a conversation I had with this gentleman because I was trying to see where we have to go. So because this is not under certain purviews, it becomes a civil matter. So now you have a neighbor that's going to have to take this other neighbor to court because he was able to build this so fast and got it up and operates this. And it's impeding. So I just want us to be a little more cautious when we see these types of zonings coming in and these types of developments coming in. Please keep in mind, we're a rural community. We all, like I said, we're all on acreage. We don't need people 40 feet from our back porch bringing diesel fumes right into our homes. Thank you.
And before you leave, would you talk to David Allen, especially if there's any violations going out there? David would like to address them for us. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Marcy Esberg, if you would step up to the podium, followed by William Sopp, followed by Logan O'Leary.
Good morning, Commissioners. Marcy Esberg, representing the Pasco County Continuum of Care, co-located with the lead agency at 5652 Pine Street in Port Richey. For 17 years, the COC has been a driving force in our community's efforts to address homelessness. The COC exists to promote community-wide commitment to making homelessness rare, brief, and non-recurring, to provide efforts for funding for nonprofit providers to quickly rehouse those experiencing homelessness while minimizing their trauma and also the impact on our community, and also to implement a housing and service system that meets the needs of those experiencing homeless in our community. I want to thank Pasco County for the important work you continue to champion in our community, including the many things you funded: homeless outreach, data management, case management, permanent supportive housing, initiatives with Pasco Hope, shelter acquisition, improvements, and operations. Also, the county has included making homelessness rare and brief in their strategic goals. Thank you for investing in this community and this important issue. Today, I want to introduce you to some of our nonprofit partners who are helping people experiencing homelessness here. The Coalition for the Homeless of Pasco County helps individuals and families move from crisis to stable housing. They provide direct assistance, coordinated entry access, housing navigation and case management, emergency shelter connections, homelessness prevention, and linkage to essential community resources. As a lead agency, they play a central role in bringing providers together, outreach teams, public partners, and together creating a more effective and compassionate homeless response team. In addition, we have One Community Now, who's dedicated to ending hunger, preventing homelessness, and empowering individuals. Their Veteran Support Center offers a safe and welcoming space where veterans can shower, have laundry, and access case management while building community. By filling gaps, removing barriers, and keeping the focus on housing stability, these agencies serve as two examples of Pasco programs providing practical, life-changing support for our homeless neighbors, moving them from crisis to housing stability. Commissioners, thank you for the work you've already done to combat homelessness. We urge you to continue to lead with evidence, compassion, and funding so that every Pasco neighbor has a safe place that they could call home. Thank you.
Thank you. William Sapp, and I'm sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong, followed by Logan O'Leary.
Not good at this, but good morning, everyone. I'm here to ask questions or something maybe it will be answered
Name and
here.
address for the record.
I'm sorry.
Name and address.
Oh,
for
I'm
the
so
record.
sorry.
That's okay.
William Supp, 13117 Lauderdale Street, Hudson.
And just so you know, as you preface questions, we don't respond to them, we just take your input.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Wanted to see how things could go about a homeless lady in our little community we have over there. It's called Terrace Gardens, right behind Suburban Propane. The sheriff's department was called by my wife because of a lady relieving herself or defecating herself on the side of the road across the street from where we live. During the daylight on March 1st, 12:43 p.m., and was caught on our cameras. My wife spoke to the officers and asked them to help her. She needs help or be arrested for defecating on the side of the road. She has some issues. They spoke to her, and after finding her, she was, I'm backpedaling here, but she was hiding in brush when they saw her, them coming, the Pasco sheriffs. And I just, can't believe that, I'm not calling people out, but why no one did anything about this lady doing what she did, which she does need help. But, it's just not good at this, but, we pay taxes in Pasco, and something has to be done with this. We have another incident on Terrace Drive where the ambulance was called this past Saturday, twice on the lady, sleeping on the side, looked like she was not breathing. So people are concerned, but I feel that something should have been done when Pasco sheriffs were there. Have another issue with the New Hope Church on Terrace Drive, having a food pantry 24/7, giving out food to homeless people. That is fine, but should not be 24/7. It should be a time limit. There's debris. We have to pick up food in front of our house, baggies, garbage, all that. I'm ashamed to have people come visit us from out of the area that, relatives, friends, and they see all this stuff, people laying on the side of the roads and stuff like that. Sheriffs drive right by them, don't do anything. There should be something put in place for this. These people need help. I appreciate if somebody would look into this.
Before you go, Chase Daniels, Chase is standing up right there in the back, he'd like to talk to you. Kathy Pearson as well, and maybe David Allen would like to talk about those issues, and they might be able to address it quicker and better.
Thank you very
So,
much.
thank you.
Thank you. We have Logan O'Leary.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're all doing well today. I want to say thank you all for being here. I'm very glad to be here to support my community.
Address for the record.
My name is Logan O'Leary. I am from 12309 Eagle Chase Way. So I'm here as a environmental science student from SBC and a representative for the Fighters for Florida. I'm here with my teammate, and I'm very glad he could be here with me today. So I wanted to talk about the pressing issues that are actually coming as close to my backyard. When I walk outside, I used to see this beautiful pond with lush green vegetation and dozens of animals. Today, what I see is grass clippings and the dead plants that used to be so vibrant there. I have seen the landscaping companies spray harmful chemicals into my pond, and it is now overrun with algae, which is starving the spawning beds for the bass from their oxygen. This can also cause many other harmful effects to the rest of the animals in this ecosystem. When I go to school, I see the storm drains are filled with orange algae. This developed after I saw a Pasco County truck spraying green chemicals into it. This can be toxic to individuals, to animals, and it's very concerning to me. I want to feel safe and be proud that my community looks nice and clean, and that there are animals supported just like they're the rest of our community. I am wondering if the investigation in section C19 of water quality will address these issues. I'm really hoping they will. I'm very optimistic about it. So going forward, I'm going to be very active in the community when I can be. Again, thank you all, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Kim, I appreciate you coming forward. If you would talk to J.P. Murphy sitting right over there, or actually, no, Branford. If you can find out what that pond is, and let's go take a look at that and see what's going on, and keep up the career. We need good people like you out there doing the work.
Quick question. How old are you?
I am 22.
Good job.
So, Mr. Chair, that's all that I had signed up. I don't know if you want to make a call to see if there's anyone else.
Anyone in the audience would like to address the board?
Which one?
Okay, come forward.
This? And what's that?
Are you Ms. Markey?
I am.
Okay,
Then why is that one?
it's going to be my next question.
I'm Lori Markey. I'm 6824 Puffin, Hudson. And I want to start with saying that I'm not talking about the people who have been affected by the hurricane. I know they're allowed to have campers and RVs and such on their property while they're getting their lives back together. I have no issue with that. It would be nice if the county would offer a sticker or something to put on those units to make sure everybody in the community knows, hey, leave me alone, I'm still rebuilding, so that my next comments will not have them being disturbed over and over. Since the hurricane, even a couple before the hurricane, we've had people moving in RVs and campers like it's a campground over there. Empty properties that never had structures, and now we have RVs and campers. They come on the weekends, they open up their stuff like they belong there. Now, maybe they own the property, but that still does give them no absolute right to have a camper there acting like it's a campground, according to our bylaws. So the other problem with that is we believe some of them are emptying their black tanks right into the canal. So anybody who has camped knows what the black tank is, and it's not good. So we really need those campers addressed and addressed quickly. And sometimes you don't see them. And this is the part I hate to say out loud, but code works,
Monday through Friday, unless they're called. We need weekends, we need nights, we need them to see what's happening in the community in real time.
100%.
And the other problem is, we have to call, we have to complain. We called about, a couple months ago about a corner property on our street. It's hard putting your name out there. I'm getting out of my car about 3 days afterwards. The man comes running down the street, bulked up, screaming at me. Now I'm thinking he's going to attack me. Thank God my husband heard him and he come out, and as soon as he saw my husband, who is 6 foot tall, he stopped and started talking to him calmly. But for us to have to put our names out there every time there's a problem, we need code to ride those streets, not just work on complaints. They need to ride and start writing it up without us calling.
I agree,
Because
100%.
it's terrible, and we shouldn't have to put ourselves out like that, even though the law says we should. I had mentioned to my sister, and I think she mentioned it to somebody, about a citizens unit. And apparently the attorney for the county said that can't be done because of whatever reason. But we're not talking about residents contacting residents. We're talking a community of residents who can contact code enforcement and say, this is what we're seeing, can you please come through our community? I would love a sweep through Vista Del Mar, because it needs cleaned up badly. There's at least 7.
Okay. So before you go, JP Murphy's right there. JP actually helps get a lot of things set up.
And there's our code person back there.
Denise,
Okay.
All right. So JP Murphy, he can talk about as far as the campers that were approved and permitted and that's supposed to be set up with all the connections. So talk with him. And then as far as code, doing a sweep out there, this is a good one, Denise. So we'll roll with that.
They're all good. What are you talking about?
Well,
Thank you very,
some of,
very
I
much.
got other issues like homeless I need to take care of, but this is an issue that we need to address, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else in the audience would like to speak? Okay, and there's anyone online?
No one's online.
Okay. All right, we'll close public comment, now we'll go to resolutions. Start with RS1.
All right. If you are here with a cooperative extension volunteers, please step up to the podium. There should be quite a few.
Well, I wore the right color.
Yes, you did. Me too. All right, so I'll start by reading the resolution. Resolution number 26-191, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, honoring Pasco County Cooperative Extension volunteers for the commitment to Pasco County. Whereas Volunteer Appreciation Month is designated in April to honor volunteers worldwide who strengthen communities and recognize their impact on the community. And whereas Pasco County 4-H volunteers have demonstrated outstanding commitment by providing guidance and positive experience to Pasco County's youth with more than 6,040 volunteer hours in 2025. And whereas Pasco County Master Gardener volunteers have demonstrated outstanding commitment by providing exceptional education and outreach impacts to the citizens of Pasco County and contributed more than 9,691 volunteer hours and 2,145 continuing education units in 2025. And whereas Pasco County One Stop Shop Pantry volunteers have demonstrated outstanding commitment through the coordination and pickup, packaging, and loading of donated pantry food for more than 80,000 Pasco County citizens in just 2 years and contributed more than 6,753 volunteer hours in 2025. And whereas in 2025, the Livestock Program Extension volunteers contributed 140 hours to the program by assisting with Pasco County Fair responsibilities, youth education, on-site consultations, and contests for producers. And whereas the Sea Grant Program Extension volunteers assist with the education of citizens and new initiatives designed to strengthen Pasco's resilience while improving the coastal environment through programs such as Coastal Cleanup, and contributed 1,954 volunteer hours in 2025. And whereas Florida-friendly landscaping volunteers have demonstrated dedicated service by assisting with event setup, education, and construction of rain barrels, among other duties, by contributing 535 volunteer hours in 2025. And whereas their efforts have significantly advanced the mission of Pasco County Board of County Commissioners and the University of Florida by providing rich cultural and educational experiences, meeting the needs of Pasco County citizens, and by meeting those citizens where they are in life. And whereas their combined volunteer contributions of 17,567 donated hours in 2025 is the equivalent of $579,711 in donated services provided to Pasco County. And whereas we are honored to recognize these volunteers for their outstanding service and dedication to Pasco County Cooperative Extension, the citizens of Pasco County, and the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby honors the Pasco County Cooperative Extension volunteers and thanks them for their dedication to the citizens of Pasco County. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 21st day of April 2026.
Move approval. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Oakley?
Yes, sir. Geez, when I expected maybe to see Dr. Elmore. Barely see her for all the helpers. The worker bees she has, and I'm sure y'all have done all those hours in only about a month. So just think what y'all can do in a year. So, but it's greatly appreciated for citizens, for you to be able to help the citizens of Pasco. A lot of times, people are not close to what they really feel like they want to do in life, even in life as they get older. They want to do things, and you make it available for them to be able to do these things. Because I know for a fact, I've called Dr. Elmore and want to know about a community garden, and it wasn't, I had a gentleman come out and visit me. So I know the education is there, and y'all do a lot of good work for a lot of people. And helping them, you're helping them, teach them how to provide food for themselves, especially on the community garden. But there's many, many things that work right in with community garden, and I certainly appreciate all of it that y'all do. You're kind of the unsung heroes. You do all this work, and I mean, that many hours, and you say, oh, nobody even realized we do this. But yes, we realize you do it. And it's been going on for many, many years in Pasco County. A county that's been very rural in the past has moved because a lot of people say, oh, if they would just quit building, they won't come. But they're coming because we have the best way of life here in Pasco County. And I've been here my entire life, and I guarantee you that I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Pasco County is my home and be my home forever. So, but it's great that y'all are helping the citizens of Pasco. They very much need it, and y'all have done a great job in making your presence, especially with all the hours and all you're putting out there. So it's unheard of fact that how many hours you put out there. A lot of people go around and don't realize you're even out there doing it, but there's a lot to be done and a lot more to be done because that training is very important for our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do y'all have a spokesman?
I knew that was coming. First of all, I just wanted to thank the board for recognizing these volunteers. I am proud and honored to stand here with a very small legion of our hundreds of volunteers behind me. The Florida Cooperative Extension Service is a proud, well over 100-year-old institution operated by the land-grant university system. And the mission, at the end of the day, regardless of the program area, is to make people's lives better. And sometimes that looks like helping, just kind of identify an insect, or if a plant is invasive or something like that, all the way to, think livestock for Pasco County. And yes, there are still lots of cattle in Pasco County. But helping them to maybe expand, those ranchers to expand their business and to be more effective and to earn more money and to keep that local. Our 4-H volunteers helping to develop the next generation of leaders here in Pasco County is tremendously impactful and important in so many ways. Our Master Gardener volunteers, I want folks to understand, this is not really about gardening. That is a very surface level concept for that program. It is about environmental education and benefits, and certainly about water savings. That is really what their program is designed to do, and they do it in a phenomenal way. Our one-stop shop volunteers that help to feed thousands of folks, help to start new businesses, help to connect our citizens with other resources that the county provides, is a tremendous service. And it serves all of Pasco County. We are all across this county in every little nook and cranny. So I'm honored to stand here with them and be this spokesperson for folks that have such a tremendous impact in this county. I am so proud of them. And again, I appreciate the recognition that we're providing them, but I want to thank them for what they give. I mean, it's blood, sweat, tears, and money that they put into this county. And without them, we would have nothing. So thank you all.
And it's a great thing that you're an extension of the cooperative services, because it wouldn't be done if y'all hadn't volunteered to get out there and help do it. 'Cause there's a lot of people to meet, a lot of people to see. I was just thinking through all the workers with 4-H and FFA students all over the county, and through the fair, there's where you see a lot of projects. People learn how to take care of animals that if it hadn't been for a project like that, they may not have ever had an animal to take care of, a hog or a steer or horse or whatever, you know, they might be involved in. But I was thinking the other day, I'd given back to FFA and 4-H students in my lifetime for 63 years through the fair, helping them with their projects there. So it's great that y'all do the work you do all over the county, no matter what it be. We thank you very much for your service. So,
And please join us on October 3rd at Wesley Chapel District.
Go ahead and speak in front of the mic, and please introduce yourself.
Please join us October the 3rd at Wesley Chapel District Park. We are having Gardening Festival 365. We have many of the Pasco County employees and organizations that will be there as well. But we would love to see every one of you there.
So now I need you to introduce yourself.
It is our 10th year.
I need you to introduce yourself, and the lady who spoke beforehand, if you could also, the record is audio, so
Got it.
we need your name and if you'd like.
I
to
am
say.
Brenda White, and I am the chair for 365 that will be held on October 3rd at Wesley Chapel District Park.
Good job, very good.
And Dr. Elmo, we need you.
Yes, please, if you would just state your name and for the record for us, and introduce yourself.
And if you would
Whitney
send us an
Elmore.
email about the event too, so we can we'll publish that on the county page as well.
I will
so
be sure to get
publish
that
it.
to you, for sure. Thank you.
I will be sure that she gets
She,
it.
she will. She won't let me forget it. Whitney Elmore, I'm the Cooperative Extension Director here in Pasco County.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let's go down for a picture. If your would ladies come up in front here, we're going to stay back here.
Actually, give this to Julie.
And then just make sure anyone standing in the back row can see me and not the back of someone else's head. Can you step back a little bit? There you go. Ready?
At least 2 times a month she went to her place. Visitors, that was her main life. Do you know the
Okay, next up is RS2.
So, resolution number 2, if you are here for National Military Appreciation Month, please step forward to the podium. I see some movement.
Okay, how many we get? Where's Derek? Now that he's a chaplain.
I know we have 7 deployed right now. So.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. All right, I'll go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number 26-192, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the month of May 2026 as National Military Appreciation Month in Pasco County. Whereas designated by Congress in 1999, Military Appreciation Month is observed every May and encompasses several military-focused holidays, encouraging nationwide recognition of the contributions and sacrifices made by the armed forces. And whereas Military Appreciation Month plays a crucial role in fostering awareness and understanding of the challenges faced by the military community, and provides a platform for education and dialogue about the experiences of service members, veterans, and their families. And whereas throughout the history of the United States, the men and women of our armed forces have stood in defense of our freedom, serving with honor, valor, and the distinction in times of war and peace. And whereas Military Appreciation Month honors every person who has served in a branch of the U.S. military, and reminds us that we owe many of our freedoms to the sacrifices made by military personnel. And whereas, in addition to keeping the country safe, the U.S. military also conducts important research that has led to many important and useful civilian technologies that we use every day, like GPS, canned foods, and jet engines. And whereas Pasco County is home to more than 50,000 veterans, as well as many active duty, National Guard, and Reserve service members, each of whom represents a legacy of service and strengthens our local communities and contributes to the security and well-being of our nation. And whereas the Pasco County Veterans Services Office, in partnership with community organizations, remain committed to supporting our veterans, service members, and their families through outreach, advocacy, and comprehensive services. And whereas the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners is grateful to our armed forces and shows gratitude for the service and sacrifice of military personnel, veterans, and their families throughout the entire month of May. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby declares the month of May 2026 as National Military Appreciation Month in Pasco County and calls upon citizens to honor and express their gratitude to the members of the United States Armed Forces, our veterans, and their families for their selfless dedication. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 21st day of April 2026.
Move to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Commissioner Starkey.
Yep, well, I'm really, really proud to be the sponsor of this one as a active military son-in-law. And we have so many, I had no idea. And we also have many who served in the past. And I think at this time, I'd just like them to stand up too and be recognized. Former military here. Yeah, I want to thank all of you. We're very grateful for your service, and rather than me just tell you how grateful we are for all of you, I want to hear who you are and how you serve, if you wouldn't mind coming up to the podium.
I'll start off. I'm not a stranger here. Dave Gerson, I'm the manager of Veteran Services. I'm here proudly serving all the veterans in the county and welcome my fellow veterans and county employees.
What force were you in, or are you?
I served in the Marine Corps for 33 years.
Wow, amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I'm proud to be here.
And Dave, I want to thank you while you're here.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is kind of, this was unexpected, but I want to tell you, he was with me this morning at 8 o'clock at a veterans home that's 101 years old,
Oh, wow.
trying to get some help to one of the programs out there, and took his time to get out there first thing in the morning before the board meeting so we can make it happen. So
Very
thank you
cool.
for your extra effort to help that veteran
Yes,
out.
sir. Whether they're a 4-year veteran or a 22-year-old brand new veteran or a 101-year-old veteran, we're going to be there to help them out.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for the support.
Good morning, I'm CJ Allen. I work in traffic operations, United States Army. 26 years, 7 months, and 30 days.
Who's counting?
I'm Scott Burke, Parks and Recs. I did 10 years active duty and currently serving in the Florida National Guard. 23 years total.
Wow, great. Thank you so much. How are youngsters?
Chris Ramel, Public Works, currently serving in the Army Reserves, did 8 years active duty, so 26 years so far.
Which force?
Army, ma'am.
What?
Army.
All Army.
When
Well,
you said National Guard, it gave it away.
Is Marine Army? I don't, it's its own thing,
No,
right? Sorry. What does Marine come out of? Is its own thing? Maybe?
Yes, ma'am.
What? It's its own branch of service.
I think we need to move on. Go ahead.
Sorry. I always thought it was under one of the ones. Special people under a certain one.
Derek Berger, Office of Economic Growth. I'm pretty green to this, a Navy chaplain candidate. I actually have more training in June, so I guess technically the Marines falls under the Navy, but I wouldn't.
See,
Department of Navy, but I wouldn't call them Navy, so.
Okay. Well, I didn't, okay. I'll have to learn my Marine history. Camp Lejeune, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got that right. Okay, so I have something for all of you, but since there's 5 of them, I think we can all go down and thank
Yes.
our, oh, I had one other comment. You said we have some people serving right now that are deployed?
Yes, so that list, we had 45, I think, are active reservists.
Okay.
We have many, many more veterans that serve in the organization, but 7 of our reservists are currently deployed, is my understanding.
Do we ever send them like a box of something? You know, what do you call those? Care
Care
package?
package, I'll check with our human resources.
I would love to do
department.
that, right, guys? We can all put something in there for our serving? Okay, I want to do that. All right, let's go down and thank these guys personally. I'm going off. Thank you so much. Oh, am I supposed to have something? Hey, they didn't give me anything. Where are who's got the, is it right there? That's it? Oh, all right, I guess I'm gonna give this to you. I don't know how to give this to you. This is National Library. We will figure that out, but I didn't get anything to give to these guys, so.
Somebody.
That's a first. One for each.
I know they're here. Those are all life signed.
And then we'll figure out how we get this to everything.
Here, I'll take this.
Okay, there you go.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
All right, thank you. Thank you all.
Now go to RS3.
I'm going over there and get it.
All right, if you are here as the winners of cultural programming,
Innovation and Creative Contribution Award winners.
thank you. Innovation and Creative Contribution Award winners in cultural programming, please step up to the podium. That's a long title. All right, I'll go ahead and read the resolution first. Resolution number 26-193, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, congratulating the Innovation and Creative Contribution Award winners in cultural programming. Whereas the Cultural Affairs Advisory Council was established by the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners in 2022 and was tasked with the development and implementation of an awards program designed to recognize outstanding cultural programs, workshops, and events that contribute meaningfully to the cultural landscape of Pasco County. And whereas this past year, the council has created the Innovation in Cultural Programming Award to recognize an outstanding individual and the Creative Contribution Award in Cultural and Arts Programming to recognize an outstanding organization. And whereas the council has nominated and awarded Lisa Campos for the Innovation in Cultural Programming Award. Lisa serves as the Director of Investigation Station and has recently created Florida Rocks, a walk-through geologic time exhibit for Pasco County citizens to experience for free. This innovative program embodies educating the public through an exciting cultural topic. And whereas the council has also nominated and awarded Center Stage Youth Theater for the Creative Contribution Award in Cultural and Arts Performing. Center Stage currently offers over 18 programs and has 600 students and has recently partnered with Pasco County Library System to provide theater performances for Pasco County citizens at the Starkey Ranch Theater Library Cultural Center. And whereas the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners recognizes the value of arts and culture to society, and today we honor Lisa Campos and Center Stage Youth Theater for their continued cultural contributions to Pasco County. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby congratulates the Innovation and Creative Contribution Award winners in cultural programming and thanks them for their contributions to Pasco County. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 21st day of April 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Starkey.
Thank you. We normally don't sponsor two, but as you know, I helped found this council, and it's real important to me as we bring some culture to the county. So I want to thank all of you for your contribution, and what a great idea to do these awards. So I want to make sure that I get some stories and photos, and I'll put it in my newsletter, and make sure that we publicize this even more than here today. So thank you all. I'm not sure if you guys know who all these people are, so I'm going to have them introduce themselves and say what they do. So please, everyone, introduce yourself, and except for our library director. Because we all know who he is. Now you can stay up and speak, but you don't need to introduce yourself to us.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Mary Beth Isaacson. I'm the Chair of the Cultural Affairs Advisory Council. Thank you so much for sponsoring this council. It's our privilege and our pleasure to advocate for the arts in Pasco County. Pasco County has long had the reputation of being a cultural backwater. You had to go to St. Petersburg or Tampa if you wanted to see a theatrical performance or go to the orchestra. Well, that's not true, folks. We have a thriving cultural arts scene right here in Pasco County, and the award winners today are two shining examples of that, of the activities that are available for our residents here. This is part of what makes our community a thriving place and why people want to live in Pasco County and not in Pinellas or Hillsborough, because they have the opportunities for these things here. And it's part of what makes this a premier county.
I want everyone to talk. Hey, Campos, how are you?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Lisa Campos. I am the Director of Investigation Station, and for the past almost 21 years now, we have been linking art and science for our Pasco County residents. We create interactive exhibits for kids and their caregivers to experience for free on their own time in Pasco County. We have a 1 mile scaled model of the solar system in Starkey Wilderness Park. We have a mobile STEM exhibit that moves through the Pasco County Library System. And we have a water cycle themed splash pad at the Veterans Memorial Park in Hudson. And we are currently working with the city of Port Richey to create this new geology exhibit called Florida Rocks, a walk through geologic time. If you'd like to come and support us tonight, Reuters is holding a fundraiser for us at Slice of Life from 6 to 8 p.m.
Nice, and I
Thank
don't
you.
hear anything on the east side, so Commissioner Oakley and Commissioner Waitman, we gotta get some culture over there on your side.
Any given Saturday, the Wesley Chapel Performing Arts Center at the high school is booked in full, and the Pasco and Andrews State College Performing Arts Center is often booked every weekend. We just had the Dade City Symphony play at Pasco Middle School.
Very nice.
And we just had the Heritage Arts Association annual event performance, an afternoon and a evening matinee that were completely full. So
I am
correct
shocked that
you.
Waitman is
Correct you.
just like that. There you go. Whipping out the culture.
He
was ready. You are floored me.
We
Gotta
have mayor on
remember
both
in
sides of the
Pasco
county.
Commissioner Starkey,
Huh?
in Pasco County, when you live on the east side, you're in heaven already.
All right, come on, come
scales.
on up. Wait to hear how his program is grown.
Good.
Hi, my name is James Froh. I'm the co-founder and executive producing director for Center Stage Youth Theater. We started in 2018 with 42 students, and we have grown exponentially from there. My co-founder and I, Anna, have been working hard to bring youth theater to this area, and I would love to say it's all me and her have done it all, but truly the rate at which we've grown and the programs at which we had one cast when we started. We now have 8 casts, full casts, that perform at Generations Christian Church, and I will use this to plug my program too. We have Moana Junior being done May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So if you want to see some awesome youth theater done, that there's no better place than Center Stage Youth Theater. But our staff we have 18 staff members. We have that do directing, choreographing, vocal technique for all of these students. And our program wouldn't have grown without these wonderful people. This is really an award, a recognition for them and our staff, because they work endlessly, our volunteers, and I look forward to continuing to bring all of this. It's the most proud thing I've ever done, and I look forward to bringing even more of it to Pasco County for a long, long time.
Yeah, great job. All right, come on up.
My name is Charles Zadar. I'm with the Museum of Archaeology, Paleontology, and Science, MAPS, and I'm also on the board with Mary Beth. And so we're proud of the work that these folks have done, and we're going to continue to recognize folks in the future for their work that they do.
And if you haven't toured his facility, and I hope you're going to be moving to that new big and better place.
I'm working on it, yeah.
It's amazing. Can you tell the commissioners what you have here?
Yeah, we have collections from all over the world. We're involved in marine archaeology, on-land archaeology. I hope to see a couple of commissioners in Panama in June. We have a couple of spots open for that. We also work in paleontology. We have dinosaur digs different places in the world. And there's a lot of other different geology and things. We have some of the largest collections of pre-Columbian in the southeastern U.S. with 7,000 artifacts. And we have about 600 artifacts from shipwrecks, including a Titanic spoon. We have a dinosaur egg with a baby dinosaur in it. So we have some pretty incredible collections, and we are looking to move to a much bigger location. So we're working on that for this year. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is phenomenal what you have.
Yeah, really is awesome.
And if I could just say one more thing, I'd also like to thank Sean McGarvey, Library Director, Robert Spike from Pasco Libraries, Ben Deal, Pasco Libraries, Tanisha Auden, also Pasco Libraries, and everyone on the libraries, parks, and tourism teams, as well as some former library folks who are here with us today, who helped make all of these wonderful events possible. We thank them so much for all of their support.
I
So
really.
I see Ben in the back, so maybe the other Parks and Libraries people can come forward too and do the picture in front.
That's right.
All right,
There you go.
let's.
Come on up.
Looks like they have awards that they want to present.
Yeah, you have some
Okay.
awards to present?
All right.
Okay, are you gonna do that in our photo? Is that what, or how do you wanna do the awards?
It's up to you, ma'am.
Well, no, however you guys wanna do it, but you gotta
Let's
step up if you're doing it.
No, let's present.
Yeah.
All right, let's call up first Lisa Campos for your Innovation and Culture Programming Award.
next up, we have Center Stage Youth Theater for our creative contribution in Arts and Culture Awards.
Okay, we're gonna come down and take a photo.
Why don't you just stay down there, Commissioner? I'm going to stay up here. I think.
Okay.
Enough people alone to stay up here.
I only have one extra one.
You got recruited.
You can blend this nicely, man.
Okay, I apologize, only one of these is in a frame. We'll run and get a frame right now.
Ready?
All right.
All right. Now go to RS4.
Okay. I do believe this is a surprise for someone special in the audience. Eileen Mary Tiano, could you please come to the podium, or anyone who is with her who'd like to also step to the podium? Wonderful. I will go ahead and read the resolution. Ready? And did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution number 26-197, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, honoring the distinguished military and law enforcement service of Eileen Mary Tiano. Whereas Eileen Mary Tiano was born on June 14, 1943 in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, and was adopted at the age of 4. And whereas Eileen graduated from Archbishop Pendergrass High School in 1961 and pursued business studies before beginning an extraordinary life of service and dedication. And whereas at the age of 19, Eileen joined the U.S. Marine Corps and specialized in small arms and tanks. While in the Marines, Eileen was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, and volunteered her time reading to and writing letters on behalf of injured servicemen. And whereas after leaving the Marines as a private E1, Eileen joined the Army National Guard as a sergeant first class, later joining the U.S. Air Force and officially retiring as a master sergeant. And whereas after leaving the military, Eileen decided to pursue her lifelong dream of becoming a Philadelphia police officer. After being turned away due to age, Eileen won an age discrimination lawsuit against the Philadelphia Police Department, paving the way for others and removing the age limit for becoming a Philadelphia police officer. And whereas Eileen graduated from the Philadelphia Police Academy and proudly served in the Major Crimes Unit, her strength, resilience, and tenacity made a lasting impact on the law enforcement community. And whereas Eileen was married to her soulmate Jim for over 50 years and was a mother of 7 children, a proud grandmother of 16 grandchildren, and a great-grandmother to 9 with 2 more on the way. And whereas Eileen Mary Tiano lived boldly, loved deeply, served proudly, and was a formidable woman and a force to be reckoned with. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby honors the distinguished military and law enforcement service of Eileen Mary Tiano, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 21st day of April 2026.
Move to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Yeager.
Oh, I'm holding back tears. On Veterans Day, I had the honor of meeting your wife and Jim, and I was just blown away by your wife, how she had served 3 branches in the military. Her funny story was she tried to join the Navy, but she was 12 pounds overweight, so, she said, fine, I'll join the Marines, and her service kept going.
That's awesome.
Something that I love is when she joined the police department. She got the same badge number as her husband, which I think is very sweet. They just renewed their vows in August, so that was very special. And this guy here, Mr. Jim, he is 81, and he still plays softball. So he was supposed to be at a softball game today, and his daughter said, I have an errand to run. So we wanted to surprise you, Jim, and honor your wife's legacy by doing this resolution today.
Thank you.
So if you would like to, and I also, I have a flag that was flown over the Capitol from Congressman Gus Bilirakis to present to you as well. But if you would like to say a few words.
Well, that Veterans Day, it was very difficult to get her there. She was in very bad shape. Just getting her in just getting her there that day was very difficult.
But you rallied.
And she lasted about 20 days after that. Thank you.
And she looked so beautiful in her American flag dress. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thank you. I so appreciate that all of my mom's efforts, all of her life. She's had a lot of difficult times, and it's unusual for women in the military, let alone serve in 3 different branches, and then have the tenacity to join the police department, even after being told you're too old.
And how old was she when she was told?
40s?
Oh, my.
How old was mommy?
Did the men get?
She was
told they're
51 when she actually joined. It took several years for the lawsuit to go through, but when she joined, she became a cop. She loved it. She was in the major crimes unit, and she enjoyed it very much. And it was another honor to have my dad's badge number, 6832. It's very unusual to have that, but when you move up in rank, your badge number goes back into circulation. And when my mom graduated the academy, it happened to be available, and we were just kind of like, hey, can she have it? And she did. So it's wonderful, and it's a connection. And yes, my mom's pretty much a badass.
I would say so.
Thank you.
Would you like to say anything?
I just want to say thank you for honoring my mother.
Oh, you're so welcome. It was our honor honoring your mom. And Jim, I have a little surprise for you because I was totally blown away when you told me that you play softball still. My brother-in-law has his own bat, so you have a Jaeger bat for your game today, okay? Along with the flag.
Thank you.
And this flag was flown over the Capitol.
Oh, so wonderful.
In your mom's honor. And then where's the resolutions? Did I leave them? Okay, sure. You get it? Okay. Okay, we need we'll get one more copy of the resolution and you can do the flag.
Ready?
So much, Lisa. Oh, you're so awesome. Oh, no. Nice meeting you. Oh.
Thank you.
I just thought 2 more.
Hey, you have to let me know if you hit a home run or get on base with that
Oh,
ball. All right.
Let you know. He's playing on Thursday.
Oh, okay. Bye-bye.
Now we'll move to RS5.
All right, is anyone here for Building Safety Month? Come on up. Okay, I will go ahead and read the resolution as you are making your way to the podium. Resolution number 26-194, resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the month of May 2026 as Building Safety Month in Pasco County. Whereas Pasco County is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends upon the safety and essential roles our homes, buildings, and infrastructures play in both everyday life and when disaster strikes. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of the buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of diligent professionals such as building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, trade people, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe constructions of buildings. And whereas these professionals and dedicated members of the International Code Council, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials who are experts in the building industry to create and implement the highest quality codes to protect citizens in the buildings in which they live, work, and play. And whereas modern building codes include safeguards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildfires, and earthquakes. And whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the crucial role of our community's largely unknown protectors of public safety, our local code officials, and assure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. And whereas in the 2026 theme for Building Safety Month is Build to Last, which encourages us all to raise awareness about building safety on a personal, local, and global scale. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment in home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all citizens by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby declares the month of May 2026 as Building Safety Month in Pasco County and encourages all Pasco County citizens to join in participation of Building Safety Month activities. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 21st day of April 2026.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
JP, so glad you and your team are here today. Building safety is everything. Everything we try to do is to try to get the inspections, not for a bureaucratic process, but it's to make sure the work was done right, properly, and the people are safe and protected down the road. And I want to say, from the time that you got here, we used to have many, many conversations. I hardly ever talk to him anymore. Sonia, my assistant, used to take care of my permitting stuff. We had a whiteboard, it was like full, all the way through, boom, boom. Nowadays, it's like, if I have something, it's like, check on this for me. And like the other day, we had one last week where a building was coming up and CEO was important to get within a period of time. Literally says, I don't want to get involved in it, let the process go. He says, but the time's so sensitive, sent just a quick little light email. Later that afternoon, CO's issued. The type of service you're giving people nowadays, I want to just expand to say, it's been phenomenal. Greatly appreciate you, the team. Hopefully new headquarters are working up, but what you guys are doing is far and away the best I've ever seen, and just keep up the great work. But I'd like to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you. JP Murphy, Director of Building Construction Services, for the record. Thank you, Madam Clerk, for the wonderful recital, as always. Thank you, Chairman Mariano, for sponsoring this. I thank you for your comments. I can't take credit for that. Behind me, and certainly at our three offices, is an outstanding staff, which this time of year we take time out to celebrate their accomplishments and their dedication to their professionalism, to not only to the code, but to the people of Pasco County and keeping them safe and resilient. So much of what we do is not only about just getting through a process quickly and efficiently and explaining it, but it's really about making sure that structure is safe, not only from hurricanes, but from fire, from everyday things. A lot of stuff folks don't realize, we also work on accessibility. So people of all different abilities can come and enjoy our public spaces, our businesses, and live safely in homes. We do a lot of great work with some veteran organizations and making sure that they get some housing that works really well for them. But all of that starts with the team behind us. They put in the hours. They really see the intent of what we're trying to do. Not only is our internal goal to make Pasco County BCS the best building department in the nation, a promise which we've taken a great step this past year in becoming IAS accredited again, just to remind you, only county department servicing a population of 600,000 to 1 million in the United States that is IAS accredited. So we're very proud of that. And we're going to continue that great work. We're going to have a fun month here in May, starting on May 2nd with, we're going to join the Disaster Expo. We always do some fun stuff for kids and make ourselves available to explore different things from floodplain regulations to how to make your homes disaster resilient. We're going to have some open houses for our contractors and bagels with a building official, and you're going to have some other fun towards the end. We've been doing a lot of fantastic work with the Brighter Futures team. We feel like we're marching in lockstep with them to make sure that those projects go through, and we're going to use the month of May to celebrate all the hard work and effort of this team behind me.
So again, greatly appreciate you, the whole team, because it takes a team. You could set up this table for everybody, but they've got to do all the work. And for the team members, I want to thank you all for the great work you're doing. David Allen, since you've stepped in as well, has been a great transition. It was tough to seem to leave the utilities, but I think your leadership there has helped the team get better. And Mike Carbella, since you became county administrator, and by the way, happy anniversary for 12 years today. For that, yeah. For all that teamwork to make this county premier and make it better and better, it takes everybody is working. And what you guys have done, I want to take the moment again to say you're doing a phenomenal job, and we greatly appreciate it. So if
Thank you,
a
Mr.
picture.
Chair.
David, I'll do Mike.
Do you want to sit down? I'm sorry. I will. I think we have the best reputation of running things after her.
All right, RS 6.
All right, if you are here for National Library Week, please come up to the podium.
Sean, you come front and center this time.
I'll go ahead and read the resolutions as everyone is making their way to the podium. Resolution number 26-195, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, proclaiming April 19th through the 25th, 2026 as National Library Week in Pasco County. Whereas National Library Week is a time to highlight the valuable role librarians, libraries, and library workers play in transforming lives and strengthening communities. And whereas libraries spark creativity, fuel imagination, and inspire lifelong learning, offering a space where individuals of all ages can find joy through exploration and discovery. And whereas libraries serve as vibrant community hubs, connecting people with knowledge, technology, and resources while fostering civic engagement, critical thinking, and cultural enrichment. And whereas libraries provide free and equitable access to books, digital tools, and innovative programming, ensuring that all individuals, regardless of background, have the support they need to learn, connect, and thrive. And whereas libraries partner with schools, businesses, and organizations to maximize resources, increase efficiency, and expand access to essential services, strengthening the entire community. And whereas premier libraries attract and satisfy customers through outstanding and responsive customer service, an excellent selection of materials and resources, and an environment that encourages personal and community betterment. And whereas the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners has made a commitment to libraries by opening the new Wesley Chapel Library in February 2026 and beginning in renovations of the Hudson Library. And whereas the citizens of Pasco County have repeatedly shown how much they love the library system by consistently ranking Pasco County libraries as a premier community resource in Pasco County. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby proclaims the week of April 19th through the 25th, 2026 as National Library Week in Pasco County, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 21st day of April 2026.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, this is one of my favorite resolutions as well. Library Week is important. Libraries are so important. Growing up to read getting to books was hard to get. You couldn't afford to buy them, but you go to the library and get them and read it, and helps you do homework and do better. And I know my girls benefited tremendously with library, from the reading stories in the morning, getting them acclimated to books, like who could read the most books every summer. I mean, just was such a benefit. And with all of everybody in there, I see Roz, Susan, Barbara, from way, way back, as far as like how important libraries are for our children, our families, and the great work that it does to make Pasco premier. Everyone's dedication, I want to say greatly, greatly appreciated. The new renovations, I think are a great testament. I mean, let's face it, when the voters decided to go back libraries with the GO bonds, that means so much to our community, that this is the quality of life people want to see. So I will tell you, when we deal with our state issues as far as what they want to cut, and remember, years ago, parks and libraries took the biggest cuts of 30%, and we battled to get it all back. And this board was great in making all that happen to get them funded again. We're going to fight those same battles again coming up, because we need quality of life, and libraries are a huge part of it. So, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Commissioners, for the recognition, especially during National Library Week, and today is National Library Employee Day. I may repeat some of the things that you've already said, but I think it's important because weekly I'm approached by people who did not know what our libraries do. They still think it's just books. So I'm Elaine Bassinger. I chair the Pasco County Library Advisory Board, 11846 Orange Street, San Antonio, Florida, 33576. In 2000, I have to put the glasses on, I try not to be vain. In 2025, our libraries welcomed more than 750,000 in-person visitors, along with an additional 440,000 digital visits. That means well over 1 million touch points, where residents turn to the library for learning, connection, or support. Over the past year, Pasco County residents checked out nearly 1.2 million items: books, ebooks, audiobooks, digital media, and more. This level of use shows that our libraries remain one of the most trusted and relied upon public services in the county. Our programming continues to grow as well. More than 119,000 residents participated in at least one of the library's systems. 4,570 programs and events last year. These programs support early literacy, STEM education, job-seeking skills, small business development, technology training, and cultural enrichment for all ages. Libraries also provide a strong return on investment. Studies show that Pasco County libraries generate $3.09 in economic value for every dollar that is invested. That value comes through workforce development, digital access, educational support, and the many ways libraries strengthen families and neighborhoods. Beyond the numbers, our libraries serve as safe, welcoming community hubs. They provide free Wi-Fi, public computers, printing and scanning services, and access to online services. Especially important for residents who may not have reliable internet at home. They also preserve our local history and offer climate-controlled spaces where people can learn, study, and connect. In short, Pasco County libraries are not just buildings with books. They are essential community infrastructure, supporting education, economic growth, digital equality, and quality of life for residents across the county. Thank you for your continued support of our library system and for recognizing the vital role it plays in strengthening our premier county of Pasco County. Thank you again, Commissioners, and we would like to present you with a gift.
Okay. Before we get that, Sean, did you want to add anything?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Wayne.
Sean McGarvey, Library Director, Pasco County. As mentioned before by Ms. Bassinger, our wonderful Library Advisory Board President, today is Library Week in the nation, but it's also National Library Staff Day. And I would be remiss if I did not call attention to the wonderful staff you have enabled in this county to do incredible things. From our marketing team, which turns out viral video hits, to our events team, to our staff at all 8 of our locations doing programming, helping our citizens. You've created a premier institution, and I know that because over the weekend I did a outreach at an event in Hillsborough County for a local regional thing. And to a person, every person that walked up to me said, I live in Hillsborough County, but I have one of your library cards. Or I come to your stuff because it's really cool. And that's because of the work that the staff has done, because of the public services staff and the administrative staff and everybody. I can't thank them all enough, as well as all of our volunteers here, which you see behind you. These people give of their time, they give of their effort, and they do so much for the library system and this county as a whole. As you said, Commissioner, many of them you have seen in other lights because they continue to give to this county that they love so much. So I thank them.
And Sean, if you could, talk briefly about the cultural aspect of, like, at the Hudson Library, you have the groups that come in, we're gonna improve that as well, and the bands that can actually now be recording coming up.
I would love to, sir. As well as mentioned that other commissioners have also asked if we could do concerts on their lawns at certain locations, and we are working on that as well. I don't want to feel anybody left out.
Yes, we will.
Yes, thank you to you, Commissioner, and the rest of this board and county administration and Administrator Carballa for putting love behind Hudson Library, which was our biggest library and still will be. It was built in the 1980s and opened in the early 90s, and it is really a marvel with really beautiful wooden floors and high ceilings. We plan to continue and expand concert series that we've been doing at Starkey Ranch Library, and we plan to expand to Wesley Chapel as well as Hudson because they are so popular. People may not know this, but Hudson is a surprising music mecca. We regularly get 300 to 400 people attending concerts at Hudson Library for things as eclectic as Irish folk singers to rock bands. It's really incredible. And I'm really proud because we have something for everyone across this county, whether it be a clay studio or an art studio or woodworking or our Children's Discovery Center or our kitchen in Regency Park. It's really amazing what you have here, and it's a gem, and we plan to make Hudson we look forward to making Hudson a new sparkling jewel in that gem. So,
And we've been doing our resolutions where just the commissioner sponsors speak to move it along quicker. It's not working too good today. But Nikki wants to, Madam Clerk wants to add something, so go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I did. I said, could I say something? I love our libraries. I think it's such, a gem in Pasco. And thank you to the friends of our libraries. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you do. So quick story. My mom went to the library in off of Collier in Land O'Lakes, and they were offering, how to become an author. How do you write, better? And she wanted to write my grandmother's memoirs. So she took the class, and I have to tell you, she's in the process of publishing her book. It'll probably be published at the end of this year. I know, I'm so excited.
Could we steal a copy of that, please?
Oh, yes, I'm going to tell her yes. So it's a beautiful book. I actually just did the last reading edits of it last night. She let me, so I was really excited about that. And in that class, they wrote a poem. That was one of the things. You have 10 minutes to write a poem, and then they explained, how do you write a poem? My mom's like, I've never written a poem in my life. In 10 minutes, she wrote this most amazing, spectacular, beautiful poem that brings chills when I read it. And it's beautiful. It's about my grandmother. It's about Cuba. She melds it all together. Now she's put it in, and she created a song out of it. So it's like all part of the whole book package. But I just wanted to tell you that is what a program in Pasco County Libraries has done and the impact it had. So I just wanted to say thank you.
I could not have asked for a better advertisement.
There you go.
I don't want to call her out, but the president of the Land O'Lakes Friends is here, and I'm sure that just touched her heart.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir, however you want to run it.
So while Commissioner Mariano goes down,
Stand in the back.
if you want to know how important libraries are, just close one down to get it remodeled.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, if you're in my back line, just make sure that you can see me and not the back of someone's head. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it is. It's so good. I'm so proud of her.
Thank you for the gifts. And the next order of business, consent agenda. There's only one item to pull. That's, I've got C14, that's just for a quick discussion. Any other items to be pulled from the consent agenda?
Move approval of all of the items on consent agenda.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Okay. And item C14, Jeannie, you have pictures? I just want to say I'm very happy to see the sidewalk construction program coming on. It's going to be done before the road. And I just want to show you a quick picture of the road so that we can actually take a look and maybe just improve the project just a touch. So there's Johnson Road. This road connects from US 19 all the way over to Zimmerman. It's going to be a great addition because when people will travel this road, it takes a lot of traffic off 19, probably less stress off 52, as well as down even further to the south. So it's a much-needed road. And there's a road right beside it called Rampart that needs a little bit of addition. And Jason, if you can, I'm not looking for that now, but just want to bring out to attention, if you can maybe add that to it, will help another little connection to help disperse traffic a little bit.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jason Mickle, Public Works Director. I thought you were talking about the sidewalk.
No, I'm happy with the sidewalk project, but I know they're doing the sidewalk and then the road.
And they were doing the
for
road.
Safety.
Exactly.
And I just want to say, as we look at that, this is a great project. I'm glad it's coming forward. But after that gets done, or during that, if we go do the paving part, take a look at that little connection.
We will certainly take a look at that, absolutely.
All right, that's all I've got. Would someone make a motion to approve?
Second.
In a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Chair, just one moment. Thanks for pulling that. I think it's important that whenever projects like this come on consent, that if it's in whosever district it is, it's important that we highlight the actual infrastructure work that we're done. So, good pull, Chairman.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll go to item number R32. Oh, excuse me, R31.
Perfect, thank you, Commissioner. Let's dumb me down a little bit, thank you. So R31 is a, R31, check, mic check, here we go, that's better, thanks Khalil. All right, so item R31 is a resolution to the Board of County Commissioners regarding the initiating resolution, the City of Newport Richey, Florida, regarding an interlocal service boundary agreement. So on March 17th, the City of Newport Richey adopted a resolution that Pasco County enter into an interlocal service boundary agreement. I won't get into the legalities of that, but it's under an act of state law. It's a very formalized process where we would enter into a negotiation over boundaries. The subject of this particular resolution is that the city was asserting that their recreation and aquatic center actually services and provides a substantial benefit to the unincorporated citizens and surrounding the city's Newport, the city of Newport Richey's service area. So they have, I'll show you on the next slide, a map of that proposed service area, but they're basically proposing that their aquatic center provides service or value to the unincorporated citizens within these boundary areas. And as such, they want to enter into a negotiation with the county to discuss of many things, of all things, probably providing additional funding to support that aquatic center. Under the law, we are required to file a response resolution and formally adopt certain things. So in our response, we have identified that the county actually also provides substantial parks and recreational benefits to those citizens of Newport Richey, and that we can also identify additional issues for negotiation. And we have identified, in addition to the city's request to discuss funding their aquatic center, that we talk about the city's fiscal responsibility to the county for the parks and recreation, natural resource areas that we have surrounding the city, and I'll show that on a map in a second, as well as the city's participation in the Parks MSTU, and that you would then authorize the county administrator to enter into those negotiations. It's a very formalized process. So in other words, the city wants the county to perhaps contribute to their aquatic center, and in return, we're saying that, well, we need to talk about the Parks MSTU, amongst other things. I will say that it is my understanding that unincorporated folks that use that aquatic center are charged a fee. I'm not certain if that fee covers their expenses, but we'll get into the nitty-gritty of it once we pass this resolution, and allows me to go ahead and enter into negotiations with the city. This is the map that our Parks Department has put together. The stars represent amenities and park amenities that we, as a county, have within this generalized service area, and you can see there are a number of them. And with that, I'll take any questions or any discussion from the board, but I do ask that you approve the resolution to allow us to move forward.
All right, so I'd like to make a couple of comments so we get started with this. So it's 80% of the people with memberships there are from the city itself.
So according to a 2012 report that was done by a city consultant, yeah, approximately 80% were, but those additional 20% are charged a fee, is my understanding.
Right. So as far as the basic, it is pretty much for their folks. And I think this past couple of years, we took over Pine Hill Park, which is a park that was in the city, is owned by the city, run by the city, and how many millions of dollars did we spend redoing that park?
I believe it was $6 to $7 million that the county reinvested into that park, and it is beautiful.
And I think in part of the exchange, we also gave them an office building.
That is correct.
When I look at, we used to put money into the park between $50,000, $60,000 a year to help run that park at Pine Hill. I think we'd make it a pretty good contribution then. At this point, I think, aren't they still about 99% considered blighted, which funds this CRA, which gives them a lot of money to go kind of redevelop?
So their CRA, my understanding, covers pretty much most of their municipal service boundaries. That is correct.
All right, so I think you should, as you have the conversation coming up, let's go look at that CRA. We had Port Richey pull out a lot of property from there, probably still not enough, but we did have them take money out of the CRA, which takes money from our regular taxpayers to go into the city itself. So I think that should be part of your conversation as you're going forward.
Okay, so Commissioner Mariano, you'd like to amend that resolution to include another topic of discussion, CRA boundaries?
Oh, I think, absolutely. Let's go look what's really blighted there and what should be coming out.
I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I wouldn't mind seeing what that boundary looks like again. Just to refresh my memory of where,
It's pretty much the city limits.
well, it can't be Gulf Woodlands, I hope.
No.
I don't know if we have CRA boundaries
along
as a
the river.
layer in the GIS or not.
So how do we go about adding that language?
I would just, if you just want to make a motion and amend the resolution with that, Jeff, I think that would be appropriate.
We'll prepare a revised resolution, including that as an additional topic.
Okay.
I'll move.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you.
I have a question on that.
Commissioner Starkey.
On the CRA, if they're defining so many neighborhoods as blighted, are they required to fix those neighborhoods? Or are they allowed to spend the money in other places and not fix the blighted neighborhoods?
In theory, they're given CRA revenue to fix the blighted areas.
That's correct.
I don't know that that's how any CRA operates statewide in a practical manner.
Now, the board has asked for
Yes.
reports, and so certainly we have collected, I know through our Office of Management and Budget, they've collected those reports and distribute them as we receive them from the various CRAs, and we'll continue to do that. But with this, we'll pay some extra, we'll have some extra discussion on that with the city.
Because I'm aware in Newport Richey of a developer or builder, gosh, the dad had a famous builder, I mean, really quality stuff that came in that wanted to build some really nice townhomes. And, 5 people came and objected, so they denied it. But it would have elevated some of the housing stock around downtown, which they need badly. And that's how you get rid of blight. I mean, so.
I wouldn't mind seeing if we could do a little comparison. Let's go see what the percentage of properties in other cities around the state, what they actually total to as far as how many of them, what percentage are they blighted? Are they 10%, 15%, whatever the numbers are? Maybe just pick a few different ones randomly and just kind of get a feel for what others are doing with their CRAs as well.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go to R33, Bill Cronin.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It's a great day in Pasco County. You all have had great mornings so far. Hard to follow some of those resolutions. Going to bring my Kleenex with me next time because some of them were pretty moving. Permission to present our metric packet to
Move
the...
to receive?
Okay, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're now including those in person rather than putting them in your packet ahead of time, just like the other presentations that you get. As she's putting those out, you'll notice that we are getting ready to report on Q2, which was another robust quarter for Pasco EDC and Pasco County. I'll remind you that this is the second of those presentations where we reported a consolidated report because now everything is funded through the penny and not through general funds, so it's under one agreement. And then secondly, we changed the ordering to reflect our start, move, grow in that order. So you're going to hear about our startups at Smart Start, our recruitment efforts, and then our expansion efforts to help companies grow. And then secondly, the impact that those metrics create. So there's activities that we do, and then there's the impact, and the impact is usually the things that we love to brag about. By the way, you're talking about cultural items. Pretty soon, we're going to have a ribbon cutting for Bauduco over in Zephyr Hills, which will be June 26th. I was just visiting with the company in Brazil, and I can tell you it smells great. I mean, that whole community is going to smell really, really good, but they are extremely thankful for how things are going here, and they send their best regards to you today.
I'll tell you, Bill, I just had some of their snacks over the weekend. We had a Sports Coast event, and the snacks are delicious.
Yes. So I think our gym membership should also go up collectively as well, too. But that is a culture, and Bauduco really has been teaching North Americans how to eat panettones. I mean, before that, nobody knew what a panettone is. Now, around Christmas time, if you say yellow square box at Publix, everybody knows exactly what you're talking about. So looking forward to that. Our first quarter this year, we had several new loan applicants. We actually closed 3 loans on the microloan committee. And again, this is one of our most beneficial programs because these are companies that can't get financing from traditional financing in banks. They're past that friends and family stage, and this gives them the opportunity to become bankable. So we love this program. It's where we hit the road running to help these companies, and they're extremely loyal in doing that. Coming up, we've got 631 participants so far in our different events throughout the year. Our goal is 650. So we're trending really well in our Smart Start categories. And then also the attendees to go out and make presentations to the community, we're keeping up to speed there. So what does that mean in terms of impact? So this last quarter, we've had 18 companies launch out of the Smart Start program. To date this year, and that's just two quarters, 34 companies launched. And from that, 3 of them came from the West Pasco Center in Holiday, co-located with AmSkills, 1 from the Grove, and 14 from East Pasco, and that's the kitchen. There's something about food again here that we're doing really well with our local small businesses and food. As it relates to business recruitment and development, this is one of the areas that I think most people still know us for because of the groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings and things like that. But it's honestly, it's not where we spend the most of our time. Most of our time is still working with existing businesses. But year to date, we've had 34 meetings in hosted organizations to present our business opportunities for people to come and invest in Pasco County. We've had a couple of new sites submitted for our Ready Sites program. We need to get 2 new candidate sites for this year. And again, it's all about making sure that we have enough product for these companies to come when they locate. And then promoting the benefit of locating and expanding. That's when we go talk to site selectors. And the site selectors are those consultants that bring us projects that sometimes we don't know the name of them. And we need to make sure that they know everything that we have because they might have not just that project, but another project in the future. So that's one of our multipliers, and getting in front of them is extremely valuable. So what does that do for an impact? Well, 13 new leads. This year so far, we've had 21 new leads, and that's not including projects that we were already working or leads that we already had. 16 new projects. Just in the quarter, 34 new projects for the year, and 8 RFPs submitted this quarter, 22 so far in the year, and those RFPs are usually from those same site consultants that I mentioned before, where they're looking for our best package, and we're getting narrowed down in the process to hopefully be a finalist and duke it out with some other location. Our Ready Sites program, we've got 13 that were submitted this year in those same packages. So when somebody's looking for a place to go, our Ready Sites are still some of our best things to put forward because they know exactly when they're going to be ready. They know that they've been vetted, they've been assessed, and they've been evaluated. Engagement sessions, 9 this quarter, and that's actually working with somebody on a confidential project that's going to grow into something later, hopefully a win. We have 18 year to date. And then on to the grow, and that's where I mentioned most of our time spent with our existing business. So working with existing business, company meetings, 33 to date, and our goal is 60 for the year, so we're halfway there, we're trending well. And I'll talk a little bit later about what those meetings entail and what the companies are talking to us about locally, so you know as well. One-on-one counseling sessions, 8 to date, and this is for exporting. And that's low number for us. That's a number that what we're learning is people are less reliant on international markets, or they're less reliant on using other resources, and they're doing it on their own. Now, with tools at their fingertips, they can do a lot of these things on their own, and a lot of that's thanks to COVID. They don't necessarily have to go overseas anymore to make that connection. Sometimes they're doing it through Zoom and Teams and things like that, and they're getting deals done. So becoming more efficient, we may actually look at different ways to provide counseling and services for companies since there's less people actually traveling than previous. And then one event for convening businesses, and that's for our local existing businesses, 45 attendees for that event, and that was with the Sheriff's Office, talking about security and economic security, business intelligence. And then what did that impact? Well, we had 17 visits, I mentioned earlier this last quarter, 24 different issues that they wanted to talk about. And I think that's one of the things that is most important for all of us to know is what kind of things, what kind of issues or obstacles are our companies still dealing with here, or things that we might be able to programmatically address. The number one this last quarter was technical assistance. And that's not surprising when you've got a lot of new things coming about like AI and things like that, that companies are looking for ways to improve their process. Second, though, was still the same as workforce assistance. And that is always going to be the case of making sure that they get the right talent for those jobs. Incidentally, last week at the Bauduco job fair, we had 650 applicants waiting at the door at 8 o'clock before they even opened. And they got the video footage all the way down in Brazil talking about how we can deliver for jobs. So we're getting a really good reputation of being able to provide the workforce that people need when they come here. You remember Gary Plastics, we had the same thing where they were lined up around the block. The difference is, of course, Bauduco had snacks to give them while they were waiting in line. And then also
Hey, Bill,
permitting and,
If I could, just to touch on that real quick. I just was meeting with a veterans group this morning that's helping us with some of the small rebuilding. There's some new programs coming from the feds for work assistance. So,
Yes.
coming your way.
yes, yeah. And that's, again, still our most important thing we have as people. I mean, we've got land, we've got great political leadership, but it's the talent at the end of the day. And so many of them transitioned out of McDill, SOCOM, CENTCOM. One of the things that we don't want to be a secret, and I'll put this soundbite out for you guys too, is our region has the most, second highest number of top secret clearances in the United States. Second only to Washington, D.C., Virginia area.
Well, that's gonna be big that in a couple weeks.
Yes, so when we go to Soft Week and
Yeah.
we try to recruit those companies that are doing business with SOCOM, on average, it cost
We need
about
that on a big sign.
cost about $250,000 to get top secret clearance for each employee. So if you've got people who already have that here, that's a huge savings
Applying
for
it
companies.
But I had tops. I'm not allowed to say that.
You're not allowed to apply. I think you're busy here. The other thing, of course, is permitting, and a lot of that is a lot of changes. You know, that people still need help to who to call. We're still a great entryway into working with the county staff, and throughout that, we also had an expansion already this quarter. So 12 existing businesses expanded last quarter. Another one. I'm sorry. The first quarter, another one this last quarter. We're hoping for 21 year to date that we've had so far that have expanded. And then bigger overall development, you remember I used to lead with this impact, is our pipeline and where we're at with this. I think right now we're at about 160 projects in the pipeline, and that's active projects. That's not leads, that's people who actually are gonna build something somewhere or lease something somewhere, and we're competing with those other communities around the United States. Of those that came in the last quarter, international still pretty darn high. A lot of companies, and again, other people's money coming into our community is always better than just recirculating our own. Domestic recruitment still also pretty high, and retention and expansion, great testimony to how our businesses do here. All of those numbers I'm proud of. The wins right now, 8 wins so far. And of that, you'll see that 5 of those were retention expansion. That demonstrates our soil conditions here. 1 foreign direct investment, and 3 domestic recruitments. 167 leads right now as well behind those projects. So we're trying to make those leads into projects to see that pipeline even grow higher. Of those 9 wins, you see the project successes at advanced manufacturing, logistics and distribution, and high tech are the winners this last quarter as far as the most activity that we've had. 260 new jobs, $57.9 million in new capital investment to Pasco County. And then marketing, this is one of the things that is always difficult to measure. So we look at things like clicks and things like that. But overall, our earned media value, we're at $2.9 million. That's when somebody other than us tells our story. So it's always better if somebody else is telling our story, as long as they're repeating what we want them to say, not making up their own stuff. But this is earned media value that we can't necessarily cash it and put it in our pocket, but it multiplies our efforts and what you pay us to do as the marketing agency for the business community. And then year to date, 617 new social media followers. Our goal is to increase year over year in those types of scenarios. We don't have canines like the sheriff's office does, so social media is a little bit different than our users, but we do get a number of hits from our local businesses that want to learn more about how to grow their business. And then we had 1 paid advertising campaign, and that was a Florida Trend Pasco edition, which came out last month as well, which is a really nice way to be able to see a lot of different things about Pasco and the different sectors, and also the movers and shakers in our community, and that goes out internationally to the Florida offices abroad. Top landing pages still, homepage, Grow Pasco, Smart Start. No surprise there. Bauduco Foods press release jumped up 24,000 website users. And the top locations by state, Florida, California, Virginia, Georgia, New York. California has slowly been sneaking up there. I just, as I was driving here, saw a convertible with California plates on it. I was really tempted to say, don't California our Pasco, but they looked like they were enjoying themselves here. And then lastly, our private funding and our private partnerships. 91 current investors that we have on the private side, and 47 policy council members, and then 7 new ones year to date. So we're up to $388,000 on our private sector contributions. That includes donations from those companies, CRA funds from banks, for example, because we are an easy way to check that box for CRAs. CRAs aren't just buildings. They're also job creation and activity like that. And then our events, too, also count towards that private contribution. Speaking of events, we've got the annual awards coming up this year, which is going to be October 1st, a little bit later than historic, so that hopefully it can be a little cooler, hopefully be past any seasonal storms, and we'll be at the IPAC again this year. You remember last year we were at Saddlebrook. We're going back to IPAC. We felt it was a much more concise program, easier for people to get in and out, and again, a quality location as well, too. With that, I'll stop and ask if you have any questions.
Any questions? Commissioner Waitman.
Thanks, Chair. So, something I think we need to, there's always emphasis on this, but I think we need to renew emphasis. So Florida's unemployment rate is up 4.6%. And unemployment has increased a point year over year from February 25 to February 26. Particularly as it pertains to Pasco. The rooftops are here, there's no question about that. What can we do within our role as government and working in a public-private partnership to re-emphasize to folks to capture their and their obligation, the existing obligations, Connected City, jobs that were committed there, Moffett, jobs that were committed from it. Do we need to go back in and recalibrate or have a conversation with the stakeholders that have committed X amount of jobs based on the evolution of AI? That way we understand what was committed and what's actual based on today's market. That way we know, okay, what we might be losing to AI. I mean, Amazon's close to opening. I suspect that they'll probably be more digital than what they probably initially committed, and so on and so forth. So I think it's important that we, if a business that we've incentivized to come here, that we just touch base with them and say, hey, what are your actuals? What's your plan? You're not in trouble if you're going to AI or whatever, on the incentive end, I think we should recalibrate that. Otherwise, they need to fulfill their obligation. I'm concerned that technology is going to put a lot of people out of work. And idle hands could lead to an even more challenges in an overcapacity jail, which we don't want to see, right? Particularly in certain segments of the population. We have a large population here. So I think it's important that we spark our new interest in jobs back in the Senator Scott days, and then go talk to our partners that we've helped come here and say, hey, what's your plan? What are you doing? What are you seeing? And what's your hiring? That way we know what we're working with.
Yeah, so to answer, and two parts to this to address. One is unemployment, but the other in general, and then the other is those companies that we've recruited over the years that have agreements. If they have agreements, there is a compliance piece to it, and OEG works with them on compliance where they're putting their W-2s and actually counting that towards the job creation, because those incentives are paid after they've met their goal. So they're not paid in advance. They have to actually meet their goal before they get those incentives. So there's a good check and balance with that. And usually if they're not going to hit the numbers, they're going to tell us well in advance. And if they're laying off anybody, they have to tell us in advance. The point about how do we lower unemployment, though, in general, and I think that there's several different ways that people measure it. And one of the things that we're still seeing is a lot of following spouses that are coming along with the people that may be moving here for a job. So we're still getting pretty close to 1,000 people a day into the state of Florida. Not every one of them had a job with them when they came here, and a lot of them are spouses that are coming, but they're choosing Pasco to set up shop, and then they're going to find something for their spouse once they get here. The other is the way they count unemployment. You have to actually be out seeking and looking for a job to be in those numbers. It's kind of a slippery slope. So I think the bigger number for us to focus on might be something that some of our partners are interested in, and that's that ALICE reporting that we hear about so often, and that's asset limited, income constrained, and employed, meaning underemployed people. We have almost 46% of our county falls into that area, and it's been like that for about 10 years. And that means they have a job, but it's not as good a job as they should have. If they miss one paycheck, they fall off and become a bigger burden to society and taxpayers, because now they've got a family that used to be getting a check and they no longer are getting a check. That's probably our most vulnerable population, rather than just the unemployed that's out there, is that what I like to call underemployed, but it's what United Way calls the ALICE reporting. And I think that's probably where our biggest work is helping incrementally grow the salaries of the people who are already here, and making sure that they're getting a good job, not just a job to get by or two jobs. Great question. So,
Commissioner Starkey.
Couple of questions, and maybe one's a comment. You know, we have opportunity with opportunity zones coming up. And last time, we totally missed the mark because we got, our input was totally discounted by the governor.
Yeah.
And so we didn't get one project in Pasco County that I know of. So I'm hopeful we're doing a better job this time, and we need all the support we can get to make sure the ones that we know will lead to good outcomes are selected. So all hands on deck on that one.
And today we're actually all hands on deck. So at 12:30, we have a workshop together with Ben Latham from Commerce,
Yes.
the Greater Pasco Chamber, and Pasco County Government. Derek will be there talking about the sites we've all submitted collectively, but also talking to potential investors too,
Good.
about what kind of things they're looking for those long-term investment opportunities. But you're absolutely right. We did not get any of the ones that we had promoted last time around. So it's really important that we continue to put pressure on them in Tallahassee to get the right ones.
One of our goals, you know, in getting all these companies here is to stop the mass exodus daily to Hillsborough and Pinellas. Are we tracking if that number is coming down?
It went down until right after COVID, and everybody moved here again. So we ended up, we were making
Unfortunately, we're still staying the same?
we're still got a majority of the people leaving each day for other jobs. So yeah, I need your help to get more companies here to create more jobs so they stay here. You can look at the roads each day. It's a good barometer if you go out at rush hour to see if it's going both directions. And you are seeing that, especially on our main arteries out there. It's really reflective of that. But the main thing is, especially like in the MPUDs, if there's an employment center in that MPUD, really push for the developers to get that employment center used, maybe even first if they can, to get the jobs in there. Because once the residential and the other things are in there, it's hard to get the employment center in it. The price has gone up, there might be protesters. So having those jobs go in first helps us to make sure the MPUD has the employment center, and that people aren't just driving from yet a new MPUD to Hillsborough or to Pinellas. Because I think we're seeing a lot of that right now, where you got a lot of new developments and the employment center piece isn't there yet.
And on South Week, I know Amskills wants to be in. You guys have a booth or a table or something?
Yeah, we got a booth through the lottery system at Soft Week. We've been attending for about 4 years now, and this is the first
This
year
is the
we're
big-
exhibiting.
Yeah, but, and every other year, it's a smaller, and this is the big year, right?
This is a big year. Last year was 29,000 people.
Yeah, and this.
So that's small.
I plan to go.
Yeah.
But I know we want to be there, and I just texted to see who it is that's coming and what, we need to make sure we know what materials we need. But I think that it'd be really good to have a sign of what you just said with the,
It's on our sign.
it
On-
is with the,
yeah.
what was the number? That we have the second.
We have the
lowest?
second highest per capita or second highest percentage of top secret clearances in the United States, second only to the Washington DC metro area.
That is huge.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How do you even get that statistic?
Top secret.
All right, thank you.
So I'd like to say that, the balance of everything we do is tough. And if you have too much residents coming in without the jobs coming in with it, and I think that we're hearing a lot from our people is less apartments need more in. And Commissioner Stark, as you mentioned before, higher level executive housing is something we've got to find a way to encourage to bring back. Those of you who haven't heard, the Planning Commission meeting from one up in Hudson was coming in. They're talking about doing larger 1 acre lots type of thing. That's the type of thing we're gonna need to do. I remember years ago, Bill, that, I think it was with the partnership, that they said there was like 32,000 jobs out there ready to be filled.
Yes.
If the people were trained.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that I wanna see Skills not only with the holiday project, but the Hudson project with the industrial park that hopefully we're gonna work on for training there, but also on the east side, to get more Skills out there to get these people trained, to get those higher level jobs where people won't be underemployed, but the growth can
Career,
happen.
we call them careers.
You got it.
And that's what we need to do. I wanna, if you can, maybe work with David Engel and Catherine, but I think down at that holiday area down there where they have the building, there's some land around it that with CDBGDR money, we should be looking at putting some housing in for people coming out of town that are trying to get trained, whether, no matter what they're gonna get trained for. If they got a place to stay while they get trained, to get their foot in the door, so be it. When we do the industrial park, we're gonna put affordable housing there as well, to create these things where people can learn, train, and then get their own place and move on and help these companies, get up and thrive, because I think it's gonna be critical if we're gonna go. So hopefully, we can keep on working with that.
It's a great idea.
I'm gonna send you a great news, a piece that was on the news last night on,
Okay.
they said 2.
All right, anything else?
Speaking of Skills, I'm not convinced that they're up to the task, so an update from them would be nice.
Yes, it's
especially
coming.
on their
Wait till you meet
financial, challenges.
We have a meeting set up, someone to come meet with you.
And I'll just say, manufacturing jobs are there, you just need the training. And the more people, as you say, when they know we can have workers that are trained, it's gonna instill them to come here quicker, as opposed to waiting to say, we got a program, we're gonna help you train.
Exactly. Yeah, it resonates with an employer if they know that we're thinking like them before they get here. That's usually their
Yes.
biggest question. A building's just a building. I mean, no offense to our builders and construction people, it's the people they're most concerned with.
I think years ago, when your predecessor was here, we talked about what should the impact fees be on manufacturing, et cetera. And it was a lot easier to sell zero as opposed to a small percentage. So the same thing goes, if we have the staff already trained,
Yep.
we're heading in the right direction, we're business focused, it sends a big message. So it'll make us much more stable. Manatee County, by the way, was not so worried about what the property tax removal was gonna be. Like, we're setting a joint meeting with Senator Scott's office, and listening to those folks talk, they weren't so worried about it because they had so much more manufacturing jobs that residential component wasn't gonna affect us, or them, the same way it was gonna affect us. It was dramatic.
Yeah, we can be upside down very quickly if we don't get our percentages right.
So greatly appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank
We'll
you.
adjourn for lunch.
And one of the, I know you guys have been up and down all day.
Before we go, we need to take a picture right here.
Yeah, we've got Economic Development Week coming up, so you all have us on upcoming resolution, but we want to get the photo so that we can use it for social media ahead of time.
course. Yeah, no, you're fine.
Oh, why does that require lopsided?
I was gonna say, you guys are,
Guys-
yeah, could you, yeah, perfect, thank you. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Excellent stuff. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, I got a meeting. Oh, okay. That's more important. Yes. Yeah, like a schedule or just to understand.
I miss my grandparents.
Yeah, let's be commissioners. I want to make sure that they're all bought into this. Try to keep this